They say Chinese people are very good at exams. Maybe they are right. As a Chinese who never failed at any exams, today I'm going to share top 5 tips in terms of passing CFA exam through self-study without a finance degree. I'd say most of the tips are relevant to all the other challenging exams as well. So if you're someone aspiring to earn the CFA charter or just looking for insights on how to tackle challenging exams in general, this video is for you. A little bit about myself. My name is Charlene. I'm a CFA charter holder with a decade of experience in finance across Asia and Europe. I studied Chinese literature during my bachelor's degree in Beijing, those Confucius, Mencius, Chinese literature. Later, I did a master's degree in journalism in Hong Kong. Finance was nowhere on my radar during my academic journey. Back then in my university, oh my God, I didn't even know the difference between a stock and a bond. So if today you know the difference between a stock and bond, you already have a higher starting point than I did. Okay, enough time about me. Let's go back to the juicy part, my top 5 tips. So tip number 1, and this is biggie. Start your CFA journey as early as you can. Trust me, the early bird catches the worm, and it can save you a lot of serious cash. I mean, CFA isn't exactly cheap, right? Many of my friends tend to say, I'll do some self-study first and then I'll decide if I want to sign up for the exam. But based on what I've seen with my own eyes, unless you actually commit your wallet to it, you might never take it seriously. It's a psychological thing as well. Once you sign up, it's time to get organized. You need a well-structured study plan that covers all the bases, and make sure you give yourself plenty of time for revisions and practice exams. Now here's a little trick that worked for me. Before I really got into the details, I took some time to understand the lay of land. Think of it like creating a map. In your head, you should have a big map of topics: ethics, quantitative economics, financial reporting and analysis, corporate finance, equities, fixed income, derivatives, alternatives, and portfolio management. I can still remember those topics even after so many years since I passed all the 3 levels, because I have this map in my mind. Under each of these topics, break it down even further. For instance, under equities at level 1, you should know what's covered under equities. Stuff like types of equity securities, equity markets, market indices, market efficiency, equity valuation, equity analysis and financial statements, industry company analysis, equity portfolio management. I know every year CFA makes changes, but the basics, the fundamentals never change. Before you dive into any specific formula or concepts, having this mental map will be your secret weapon. It will help you plan your exam strategy, and when you hit a tricky spot down the road, you know exactly where it is coming from. So when you encounter the DDM model, you will be like, oh, that's under equity evaluation. Master time management. I think most people who sign up for the CFA are also working full-time jobs, right? When it comes to the CFA exams, managing your time is super important, both while you are preparing for the exam and on the actual exam day. Here's a helpful tip for your exam prep. When you study a chapter, try to set aside a solid, focused hour. It's best to do this in the morning or after work. Put your phone on the airplane mode to avoid distractions. In the meantime, for little pockets of time during your day, like when you're on the way to work or on toilet or waiting for your takeaways or waiting for your date, make sure to use these little pockets of time to practice some exam questions. In a nutshell, dedicate a solid hour for deep study. Use those spare moments throughout the day for practicing exam questions. Now, when the big exam day arrives, it's crucial to have a plan. Allocate a specific amount of time for each session and stick to it. If you come across a tough question, don't let it slow you down so much. Move on and come back to it if you have time. Managing your time well is key, my friends. The next tip I wanted to share is read, practice, and repeat for 3 times. I've had some friends say, Charlene, it took me 2 whole months to read through the books once, and now I forget everything. What should I do? Of course you forget everything after first round. I forgot everything too, and you think you should be smarter than me? If it takes you 2 months for that first read, don't worry. The second time it will be quicker, about 1 month. And the third, even faster, around half a month. Now here's the secret sauce. Practice with questions. Read, practice, and repeat this process 3 times and you will nail it, I promise. There are no shortcuts here. Now let's talk about mock exams and sample papers. These are gold, especially for level 2 and level 3. They help you get a feel for the real deal and manage your time during the actual exam. But practicing with mock exams gives you a sense of how tight the clock is for you. So get your hands on those mock exams and get cracking. The next tip I wanted to share is give up strategically. Take a good look at the CFA Institute's guidelines on how much each subject matters. All human beings are created equal, but not all CFA topics are created equal. Certain topics carry more weight in each exam level. For example, in level 1 and level 2, financial reporting and analysis is super important, and equity and fixed income are also crucial. Focus your energy on these high-weight areas while making sure you understand an entire curriculum. Some subjects only account for 5 to 10% of the exam. If you really find yourself running out of time, it's okay to give up on one of these lower-weighted subjects. For example, when I took the level 2 exam in 2017, I decided to skip portfolio management. Make sure to check the latest weightings for each subject before you decide. The next tip I wanted to share is ethics matter and your health matters more. Charlene, you said we can strategically give up one subject. Can I give up ethics? No! Ethics is a significant part of all the 3 CFA exam levels. It's essential to understand the CFA Institute's code of ethics and standards of professional conduct. There's even a rumor going around that failing ethics could mean failing the whole exam, no matter how well you did in other subjects. Rumor or not, don't take ethics lightly. It's pretty straightforward, it doesn't rely on your smarts. Some mock exams throw tricky questions at you, within ethics, like if you cheat on the CPA exam, do you violate the CFA Institute's code of ethics? Yes or no? Or how about if you cheat on your wife and husband, do you violate the CFA Institute's code of ethics? I encounter those questions in my mock exams. Feel free to leave your answers in the comments. Ethics matter, but your health matters more. Over the past years, I've been traveling around Asia and Europe a lot, and I have to book business flights. It's not because I'm fancy, it's because I've got back problems from sitting too much during those 3 years of CFA preparation in my early 20s. Now I still have back pain, although compared to before, I feel a lot better than a few years ago after a lot of physio, a lot of workout, and Tiger Balm. Here's the top tip for you. Consider using a stand-up desk. Sometimes you sit, sometimes you stand. It's so simple, it can make you a huge difference. Your health is worth it. Okay, key takeaways time. To sum it up, passing the CFA exams without a finance degree is tough, but it's doable if you put in the effort, follow a good study plan, and use the right materials. First, start early and stay committed. Don't procrastinate. Begin your CFA journey early, and once you put money into it, you'll take it more seriously. 2. Manage your time like a pro. Be smart about how you use your study time, and don't forget to stick to your time limits on the actual exam day. 3. Read, practice, and repeat. It's like learning a song. The more you play it, the better you get. So read your materials, practice with questions, and do it all over again 3 times. 4. Focus on the big fish. Pay extra attention to the important stuff in the exam. If some topics are not pulling their weight in terms of marks, don't be afraid to let them go. 5. Ethics and health are non-negotiable. Make sure you understand the ethics part really well. It's a big deal. And also don't forget about your health. Consider using a standing desk to save your back during those long study sessions. I hope my journey and tips have been helpful to you. If you're on a similar path or thinking about going for the CFA designation, remember it's not about where you are from, it's about your determination, strategies, and hard work. If you like this video and found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to know how CFA Charter can help you both personally and professionally, please subscribe to my channel. I will share my personal experience in my upcoming videos, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. And as always, please drop your questions and thoughts in the comments below. I get back to every comment. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.